Radio 1290.
All right, thanks for joining us, everybody. It's Wildcat Wednesday, brought to you by PGA Tour Superstore. They're also the proud sponsor of our new Tucson Golf Show, heard every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Coming up this Saturday on the program, Laura Ainella will join us, the women's golf coach, University of Arizona. So that's 8 a.m. Saturday mornings. We talk golf with you. That's all brought to you by our friends at PGA Tour Superstore. Hello again, everybody. I'm Rich Herrera. That is Dragon Ball. Today's going to be an interesting program. Was out at football practice all morning, so I'm a little ripe, Dragon Ball. I'm a little smelly.
That's why you're on the other
side of the glass. Yeah, I'm a little sticky and sweaty and smelly. A little ripe today. It was hot and it was muggy out there. I hit out. Most of the people are standing on the two fields. Actually, I had 3 practice fields going today. I stood in the little walkway between the Dick Tomey practice field and then the old practice field, which is next to the Beach Cat sand volleyball pits. So I walked back and forth between the two and had a different view. And I was talking to Glenn Howe, called up and said, "Hey, where were you?" And I said, "I was there." He goes, "I didn't see you." I said, "Yeah, I hung out in the shade between the two underneath the trees. It was hot. It was humid. But it was a good day to begin practices for the University of Arizona. So we'll have some sound from Coach Jed Fish and Jaden DeLaura, who was out there today for practice. So that's coming up here on the program as well. So like I said, we got lots to get to on the show today. Got a couple special guests coming up on the program today. Brett Boone will join us. I do have to talk to him about everything Major League Baseball and all the moves that we saw yesterday. We talked about Soto going to the San Diego Padres. Does that give them enough to overtake the Los Angeles Dodgers? We'll talk to him about what his brother's team did, the New York Yankees. Did they do enough to hold off everybody else in the American League, especially the Astros? The Mariners make a big move. We'll talk some baseball with Brett Boone coming up here on the program. We're trying to do our best to get a hold of Francisco Romero, radio voice in Espanol of the Arizona Wildcats and the Houston Astros, and their game's going a little bit long, so we might just throw caution to the wind and get him on sometime during the show today and break format. But I'm hosting tonight on CBS Sports Radio, so Boone's going to join me for CBS Sports Radio, and then I wanted Francisco to tell his story about the legendary Vin Scully that I think people in town know, but it's worth telling again. So we're working to have him come on the program today. We'll have our interview with Justin Wilcox as we look through all the teams of the Pac-12 as camps breaking out all over the place. So we'll talk with Justin Wilcox, the Cal coach, coming up on the program today. That was from Pac-12 Media Day. And like I said, we'll see what Jed had to say, and we'll hear from Jaden DeLaura, who's running with the number ones, is the number one quarterback for the University of Arizona. So we'll have all of that for you coming up on the program today. Did I miss anything?
I think that just about covers everything.
Man, I'm tired already.
Yeah, you like you said, you've been out in the sun all day, and then you come back in here, and it's still, we're almost like we're still running. We're still doing our suicides. Back
I know. And then I'm gonna have to go take a quick nap, turn around, and get back after it tonight.
Oh, that's right. You're doing the national show tonight.
Yeah, and I got a heavy heart today.
Yes. And I think I know why.
With the passing of Vin Scully, I got a heavy heart today. So we're going to get into that on the program today as well. But let's just get after it. Let's just start the show like we always do and see what's rattling around in my big old head.
Warning. The following segment might trigger some listeners, and 1290 does not take responsibility for the following content.
What the hell is going on?
It's time for the list as we explore the sick, twisted mind of our host, Rich Herrera.
And that's when things got bad.
And the list of things he is thinking about in that huge size 8 Chrome Magnum head of his.
Look at the size of that boy's head. That's like an orange on a toothpick.
You're gonna give the boy a complex.
Well, that's a huge noggin. Has its own weather system.
All right, we have to hustle through this because Francisco Romero is going to be ready in about 10 minutes. so we have to work around his baseball game. So I'll just get to it right now. Camp started today, University of Arizona. The primary focus of today's practice and all practices going forth, I think, will be the red zone, something the Arizona Wildcats didn't do a good job of last year. They're going to try to punch footballs in, and they're going to make sure that that is a priority right now. I saw some good leadership today. Saw a couple players holding other players accountable, primarily on defense, saying, hey, listen, the coaches are talking, you freshmen, you younger players, you guys, pay attention, because that's what championship teams do. That was something I was going to look for, what kind of leadership we're going to see and what kind of accountability we're going to see. And we're already starting to see that just day one of camp. I love it. I love it. I love it. I spent a lot of time watching the quarterbacks, primarily the top three with Jaden DeLora, Noah Fafita, Jordan McLeod. All three of them look good. I didn't realize what kind of arm Jaden DeLora has unless you get a chance to watch him up close and personal working out. That guy's got a cannon. I love the way the ball comes out over the top of his shoulder. He has a really, really good look throwing the ball. And Noah Fafita has a little bit of Patrick Mahomes in him, Dragon Ball, meaning he can deliver a football. And I saw this today watching practice at about 3, 4, 5 different angles. He could drop down. He could almost throw it underhanded. He could get around and move, and he could do lots of different things in the pocket. I saw that when he played in high school in the Trinity League at Servite High School for the Friars. I saw a little bit of that today. Not that he's freelancing over there, but he could throw the ball, and that's one of the things that makes Patrick Mahomes so lethal is if you think you're going to get your hands up and try to stop Mahomes and get in his passing lane, he just drops down 3/4, drops down sidearm, and delivers a strike. I saw a little bit of that out of Noah Fafita today, not putting him in, and don't put too much expectations on the young man. He's only a freshman, but I saw some good-looking things in camp today. One of the things I asked Jaden DeLora was, and we'll have this for you coming up in a little bit, is he makes so much happen with his legs. And again, in Washington State, it was a completely different offense. It was a little bit of that air raid, a little bit of leftover, the playbook from Mike Leach. Well, this is a pro-style offense under center, not exclusively, and I think you're going to see more of the Arizona Wildcats in the shotgun. But for DeLora, I asked him about making sure that he knows where that fine line is between staying with the play and then improvising when everything else breaks down. He said, listen, you don't see Matthew Stafford out there improvising. You trust the offense. I trust this offense. Yeah, I can make things happen with my legs. You'll hear the exact quote coming up, but I could stay with the play and trust the process. That had to be music to Jed Fish's ears. All right. This one is the one that gives me a little bit of a heavy heart. We lost a great one. Go ahead and pot this down just a little bit, the music. We lost a great one. The great Vin Scully passes away last night. The family announced the loss of a national treasure. We carried the games here way back in the day, and you would actually hear Vin Scully on 1290. Back when we were a Fox affiliate, we used to carry Dodger games. So one of the reasons I put him on way back then is I just wanted to hear Vin Scully. He is an icon. He is a national treasure. Tonight on CBS, I'm going to do a lot of a tribute to Vin and all the great mic men that make radio so much fun and so a part of your life, in our lives. In fact, let's take a listen, just a little bit of the work of the man, Vin Scully, that was an American legend, an American icon, and a national treasure.
Pitch on the way. Sergio Diaz, slider, hit in the air to left center. Coming over is Pagan. He puts it away. And the Giants are the wild card team. The city is going wild, appropriately enough, and they are heading for New York. No runs, one hit for the Dodgers, who managed to leave 4 men on base because they were the only 4 they got on base. The Giants in the Western Division are 45-31. The Dodgers are 43-33. So inside the division, they certainly were the better team. That was awfully nice. The umpire just stood up and said goodbye, as I am saying goodbye. 7 runs, 16 hits for the winning Giants. 1-4-1 for the Dodgers. The winner, Matt Moore. The loser, Kenta Maeda. I have said enough for a lifetime. And for the last time, I wish you all a very pleasant good afternoon.
What do you say after that? What do you say after that? And I've heard so many tributes, but I'm not happy with the tributes that I've heard, to be candid with you. And I'm not going to tell you that I was friends with Vin Scully, and I'm not going to tell you that I knew Vin Scully. I'll tell you that I met Vin Scully. I'll tell you that I like telling people the story. The first time I did the Giants postgame show, I was sitting next to John Miller in Candlestick Park, and on the other side of the glass is Vin Scully. And just as I'm about to start the postgame show, I catch Vin out of the corner of my eye. He catches me out of the corner of his eye, and he gives me a little bit of a wave. And I went, John Miller goes, wow, that's going to be one heck of a postgame show. But being able, I don't have a picture. Everybody else and their brother has a picture of Vin. I don't. But I had something better, which was a moment sitting next to him. So here I am, rookie broadcaster, doing my very first post-game show in the big league, sitting in a big league ballpark, and I got John Miller on one side, I got Vin Scully on the other, and that's enough of a memory for me. But Dragon Ball, I'll tell you this: of all the tributes that I've heard about Vin, they've all been that he was a poet, and he was a Renoir, and he was a wordsmith, and he was all of that. But the one thing that I haven't heard enough, and tonight on CBS we're going to talk about this quite a bit, is he was a true gentleman. He was a true gentleman. And he was so kind with his time. And, you know, at Dodger Stadium, they had to build a dining room for him within the press dining. So whenever you go to a big league ballpark, they have a press dining room, and all the media sit in there. They used to feed us for free. Now it's like $10. But they'll have a full meal for you, a full dinner for you. And in a Dodger Stadium, in the back of the press box, they have press dining in the dining room. And in Dodger Stadium, way back in the day, it used to be almost formal. They had waiters with tuxedos and bow ties that would come and serve you. And it's a little bit more of a buffet right now, but it's still pretty good. And Vin would sit there and have dinner with Rick Monday and Kevin Kennedy and so many other people that were part of the Dodger broadcast crew. But poor Vin could never eat, because people would pour in and they just wanted to tell Vin how much they loved him, how much he meant to them, how special he was. So poor Vinny never got to eat. So they ended up building up a wall within that press dining room just so he could get a chance to eat and have a cup of soup before the ball game, because if not, it would be a parade of people for an hour and a half just to say hi to Vin. And you know what? He never turned anybody away. Never turned anybody away, because he was that much of a gentleman. So I'm going to share one story. I'm going to do this tonight on the network, but I'm going to share this one story. And I think this defines Vin more than anybody else talking about what he did on the air. What he did calling Major League Baseball for all those years and Dodger games and all the rest. But here's the mark of the man. Are you ready for Dragon Ball?
Give it to me.
He was a devout Catholic and went to church quite a bit, home and on the road. And in baseball, we have baseball chapel, and you can actually they have like 3 or 4 different services on Sunday. And I would go to baseball chapel, and I go to the Catholic Mass. Well, Vinny would go to Catholic Mass as well. Kevin Kennedy shared this story with me, the longtime Dodger broadcaster, former Major League manager. And he said, Vin would go to church before big games that he would call, World Series, playoffs, things like that. And he would go and pray before the game. Okay, that's awfully nice. He said, you know what Vin would pray for, Dragon Ball? He wouldn't pray for one team to win over the other. He wouldn't pray, Lord, please help my Dodgers win. You know what he prayed for? That no one made a mistake and no one would be a goat. He went to church and he prayed and he asked, Dear Lord, let everybody play their best And don't let the game come down to someone making a mistake on either team. Think of what type of human being and gentleman that you're going there and you're asking the Lord's blessing that no one end up having to carry the weight of losing an important ball game like that for the rest of their lives. That just tells you what Vin Scully was all about. That just tells you what kind of man Vin Scully was. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that tonight on CBS Sports Radio because, again, listen, he was the icon. All of us want to be Vin Scully. All of us that sit behind a microphone owe our careers to people like Vin Scully. But he was more than just that. He was a true gentleman. And the reason why he's so iconic to me wasn't because he was one of the greatest wordsmiths of all time. I've worked with great wordsmiths. But because Vin Scully was the best that I could ever hope to be off the microphone. He was that much of a true gentleman, and that's why I'm so heartbroken. And I got hit over the head with another one. My buddy Eli Gold is going to miss the first couple games of Alabama football for health reasons. So it was a 1-2 punch last night. I get home and I find out that the great Vin Scully had passed. And then I wake up this morning to news that Eli Gold is going to miss a couple games to begin the Alabama football season. So I do the show with not a little bit, with a very heavy heart, but we're going to push through because that's what Scully would tell us to do today on the program. All right, coming up, I think Francisco Romero's ready to go. So Dragon Ball, if you want to get him, we'll get him on the program. And it is going to be we're going to have a great show today. I promise we're going to have a great show. Francisco Romero joins us next. He's going to share his recollections of meeting Vin Scully, and it's a great story. I want to share it with you in Tucson. I'm going to share it tonight nationally on CBS.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show, now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Matherin between the rings, over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. It is good. Backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
Fourth down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on fourth down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, Arizona. Oh, did they need that? My goodness. Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the field. ASU with the ball.
We continue with you here on CBS Sports Radio. I'm Rich Rare. Thanks so much for joining us across the country. We are talking about Vin Scully. The great Vin Scully, the late great Vin Scully. I don't think you'll ever be late because I think we're always going to remember him. I mean, that's one of the nice things about living in the year 2022 is I can hear Vin Scully whenever I want. I can go on YouTube. I can find him on the internet. I can watch For the Love of the Game, and my favorite part was just Vin Scully being Vin Scully during the movie. And the tributes that we've had to Vin have been fantastic, and the people that have come on the network and on your local radio stations all across the country saying how much they love Vin. I think more than anything else, he'd be embarrassed. And I think he'd be appreciative of the fans because I know how much he loved baseball and how much he loved the fans and how much the fans loved him. But one of the interesting things that we're hearing is all of the folks that just respected his work. But I wanted to delve down a little bit deeper, folks. I can't tell you that I was friends with Vin Scully. I can't tell you that I knew Vin Scully. I can tell you that I met him, and I was lucky enough to sit in a booth next to him once, and that's about as close to greatness as you can get. But Vin Scully, the man, was even more impressive than Vin Scully, the broadcaster. And I'm going to share some stories tonight with you about just the little anecdotes that I know about Vin Scully and what a tremendous human being he is and was, and how I hope one day that I could try to be just a shade of the man in the way that he treated people and as decent as he was. That's the best way to describe him, is just a decent human being and a gentleman. So we're gonna run out to our guest hotline. Joining us right now is the radio voice in Espanol for the Houston Astros. He also calls games for the Arizona Wildcats. He's a dear friend of mine, Francisco Romero, joining us here on CBS Sports Radio. Francisco, thank you so much for joining us as we remember the late, great Vin Scully.
Hey, thanks a lot for calling, for asking me to be on the show today, Rich. It's a pleasure always to be with you, to share some stories with you, and always a pleasure to talk to you.
Okay, like I said, I was lucky enough to sit in the booth next to Vin one night doing the Giants postgame show. It was a thrill of a lifetime, and I would see Vin, and I've shaken his hand, but I couldn't get the courage to talk to Vin. He's the great Vin Scully, but he was so kind. Whenever I would see him at Dodger Stadium, or I'd see him in San Francisco, I'd see him around Major League Baseball, and he's just the consummate gentleman, and the people around him would tell stories, and he affected so many people's lives, and I think all of us that sit by the microphone owe a great deal of debt to him for what he did for this business and what he did for sports and what he did for sports fans. But I wanted to bring you on because I wanted to personalize him just a little bit more than talking about his on-air work. And you have a tremendous story about Vin Scully, and I want you to share this with our audience around the country. Tell us about the first time you heard Vin Scully's voice and how he helped you learn the English language.
Well, it gives me the chills to really talk about it because I was 12 years old. I had just crossed the border to come live in Tucson in the hot desert. It was during the summer. Fernando Valenzuela was at his starting on the way up, and he had won so many games. And Fernando, a person who looked like us, was having a lot of success in Major League Baseball. So in June, July, we make the trek from Nogales, Mexico to Tucson, Arizona. My dad worked in the U.S. He'd been working for a long time, so finally made the decision to move us to the United States. I spoke no English, so we wanted to keep hearing the Dodger games with Fernando pitching, and we couldn't because we couldn't hear Jaime Jarrín in Tucson. We could hear him in Nogales, Mexico, but not in Tucson. So my brother and I, all day long in the hot summer days of Tucson, right there on 36th and Mission, you probably know where that is. It's a patch of desert. We'd play ball all day long. We'd hit the ball, and we couldn't hear the Dodgers. We couldn't watch the games sometimes on TV, But one day, my brother called me. He goes, "Hey, Pancho," he goes, "the Dodgers are on the radio." I go, "Dodgers? You're crazy. You don't even speak English." I go, "How do you know the Dodgers are on the radio?" He goes, "Yes, come here." So we started listening, and we heard names like Ron Shea, David Loeb, Steve Garvey, Jerry Royce, Bert Hutton, Kenny Landreth. And sure enough, it was the Dodgers on the radio. So the next day, we tuned in at the same time. And I think it was KTUC, if I'm not mistaken. And we started hearing the games. Every day we could learn a little bit more, and without even thinking, we didn't know who Vin Scully was. Without even thinking about it, all of a sudden October comes and we could understand the whole game. And the Dodgers were playing the Yankees, and Fernando from Mexico against Aurelio Rodriguez, the third baseman from the Yankees, also from Mexico, in the World Series. So it was a historic one for Mexico, and we went hid in the closet for my sister's quinceañera church, and so we could stay listening to the games. And so that's the way I was introduced to Vin Scully, just by accident, wanting to listen to the Dodger games with Fernando. And so, I mean, we didn't know who he was. Afterwards, we knew his name, but it was just amazing to all of a sudden start listening to a game without knowing what was going on, only knowing the names. So in June, July, by October, we could understand the whole game, everything that was going on, because he talked about the guys coming up, the guys in the farm system, San Antonio, Albuquerque. We knew everything about the Dodgers by the time it was October, so that was my first introduction.
Can I jump? Let me jump in, because I want to ask you a question. This is fascinating, because I can guarantee you're not the only one that learned English by listening to Vin, and there's so many people, especially in Southern California, that have come here from every corner of the world in order to assimilate. Baseball's one of those great things. I know my grandfather that came from the Philippines. He assimilated to this great country by becoming a baseball fan. Talk to me, explain, go a little bit deeper, if you will. And Francisco Romero is joining us right now. He's the radio voice in Espanol for the Houston Astros and the Arizona Wildcats. He's our guest here across the country on CBS Sports Radio. So when you first, you know the names, you know Fernando Valenzuela, you know Say and Garvey. What were the other words that you started to pick up that helped you learn the English language?
Oh, it was we learned the song. It's a beautiful game for
It's a beautiful day for a ball game. Yeah.
So we could sing the whole song, and then it's time for Dodger baseball, and we could the national anthem. We would hear the pregame show, the pregame show. So and then we started learning about the farm system of the Dodgers from Vero Beach to San Antonio to Albuquerque. Then we started knowing about how the prospects were coming up. With, a young Steve Sachs who's playing in the minors, and Mike Marshall and all those Greg Brock.
And that's how you learn the English language.
And not knowing about it, not thinking about it. It's how I got my first conversations in English. Yes, learning the English language.
That's incredible. All right, now let me get out of the way, and I'll let you finish telling your story, because it's an effect on a young Francisco Romero just coming to this country, learning English, and then you get into broadcasting following in Vin's footsteps.
Exactly. And you know what? I'm not going to lie. I was a little good ball player at 12 years old, but we moved from one country to another. We didn't know where to go sign up, and my dad worked in the mines. So, I don't want to blame him. He worked long hours. So my brother and I played ball all day long. When we got to high school, I'm like, yes, I'm going to join the baseball team. But I was so afraid of those guys who looked, they played so good. And I should have, I could have, I would have, but I didn't. And so I became a student of the game. Long story short, I finished high school, went to University of Arizona, got my degree in political science, was working with the county. Then I was recruited to work for Mike Fader for the AAA baseball team in the marketing and broadcasting. Before that, I had gotten a gig at Telemundo, which gave me the opportunity to be seen in media throughout the city. So Fader he recruited me, and I started broadcasting Sidewinders games. And
this is AAA baseball here in Tucson in the old Pacific Coast League.
Exactly. Then the D-backs, came to the picture, and I'm like, before that, I want to work for the D-backs. And so after working in Telemundo for 1 year, I applied. I didn't get the job. But the second year of the D-backs, one of the Spanish broadcasters wasn't rehired. So they called me and they said, okay, Francisco, we're not hiring you. You're filling in for Oscar Soria, who's still with the D-backs. He was hired to be the play-by-play broadcaster, but you will fill in until he gets his working visa. So I'm like, yes, I'll jump in. So I jumped into that. And ironically, the first game I broadcasted was the Diamondbacks versus the Dodgers. And I'm like, wow, this is going to be my first game. And I was working for the D-backs. And my broadcast partner called Vince Scully, told him the story. Vince came and sat next to me. And we just started talking about, it didn't go past 15 minutes, I'll be honest with you. It was from 10 to 15 minutes. We talked about it. He goes, Francisco, I was just gabbing. How could you understand what I was saying? And I'm like, no, I'm so honored for you to eat with me and share a meal with me and come talk to me. So we just talked for a good 10, 15 minutes. Then he went on his way. I went on my way. Then thanks to you, you gave me I got hired by the Brewers. I was doing Brewers games, and 5 years later, I'm doing Brewers game in Milwaukee. So the Dodgers come into town, and I go into the broadcast booth, and I knocked, and I said, Mr. Scully, I don't want to bother you. I just want to say hello. And he goes, hey, Francisco, come in. He goes, just come in. Don't worry about it. I mean, that was so cool. 5 years later, after talking to him for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, he still remembered my name.
Wow.
So that's my story. And he gave me a shout-out last year for my birthday on video on his Twitter.
Wow. I mean, think about that. How many people Vin just touched? And again, just a gentleman. Now, you're a lot braver than I am. I just said hi to him once, and I never got a chance to break bread with him. Or I would sometimes I'd sit in the back of the booth when nobody could see. I'd stand in the doorway just to hear Vin call a game at Dodger Stadium, or when he would come to Candlestick Park when the Giants played there, or I'd bump into him somewhere else at a different stadium. But just a true gentleman, always had a smile on his face, always had a minute, and you know that as you're getting ready to broadcast a game, that's crunch time. You're finishing getting ready, you're doing your prep. But I never saw Vin ever blow anybody off or not have a time just to share his time with people. I thought is what made him truly special.
It was, and to me, I mean, first of all, from not knowing who he was in 1981 when I was 12 years old, to really, that voice was always on. When you think about baseball, that's what you think of. A voice like Vince Scully just describing the game and the plays and the stories. I got to learn so much about the players' histories and families and nicknames and everything that he did. And then once I realized who he was, I was like, wow, that's, no wonder I really enjoyed listening to the games even without knowing the language. But it was a treat. And let me tell you, when I started listening to him in June, July, that was the year of the strike. And then and the following year, school year, by May, I gave a presentation at school in English, just to the whole school. And of course I had my ESL teachers, but that was a very good base for my learning a second language through the game and through Vince Scully.
And I bet you he loved that story that you learned English by listening to him.
Yes, he just laughed and he said, "How could you understand me?" He said, "I was just gabbing away." But he was a very humble man, and I'm very blessed to have talked to him, not for long, and I also don't consider him a friend, but I was happy that he acknowledged me and that we talked and we had dinner, and so that was a great experience. It's something that you'll never forget, something that is very touchy, and I'll always remember.
Francisco Romero has been our special guest here on CBS Sports Radio, the radio voice in Espanol of the Houston Astros, and I just wanted to share that story with you because that's just Vin Scully. And Fernand, you've heard everybody, Francisco, as you were talking about Fernando Mania, and there's so many people that have had all these tributes to the work that Vin Scully did, because he's the best mic man that a lot of us have ever heard. There's a lot of great broadcasters, but Vin was the standard that we all strive to. But I wanted to share some more personal stories about Vin away from the microphone because, like I said, he was a true gentleman.
Indeed, he was, and so I mean, it's a high standard, but one of the other things, ironically, that happened was when he retired, the Dodgers asked all the broadcasters in Major League to wear his pin. They sent us a letter from the Dodgers to all the broadcasters, and I was very happy to do so. And that was a great thing that they did. And who would have thought that me at 12 years old, a sweaty kid coming from playing baseball, listening to the radio, be wearing a Vince Scully pin to honor his career.
Wow. Thank you. Hey, Francisco, I really appreciate you taking time joining me and sharing that story across the country with people here on CBS Sports Radio. Thank you so much, my friend. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Rich. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. We'll talk to you soon. Francisco Romero, radio voice in Espanol of the Houston Astros and the University of Arizona Wildcats, a dear friend of mine. And I just, again, wanted to share with everybody across the country what a special, special human being the late Vince Scully was. We'll continue with you. Thanks for joining us, everybody. This is CBS Sports Radio.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, hand it to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Coloco. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Coloco, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Coloco, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Coloco, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Coloco. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. Into the backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Coloco, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Coloco, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Coloco. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments for the University of Arizona Wildcats?
Fourth down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on fourth down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, Arizona. Oh, did they need that? My goodness. Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the field. ASU with the ball, down by 11, so they have to go. Steal by Coloco. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Coloco, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his third foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Coloco looked like what, driving down that was from midcourt. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Matherin with the ball for the Wildcats. Matherin around a Coloco screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Coloco, feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline, circles back out top to Matherin. 10 to shoot, 16 left in the ballgame. Matherin, 3 balls straight away, good!
That's
We're tied.
Huge shot for Ben Matherin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Matherin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. 2 tight ends. Oregon, 5-man front. They shift. Play fake, rolling right. McLeod looking to throw. Going deep. Down, trying to find Berryhill. Makes the catch inside the 25-yard line. Still loose inside the 15. First down, Arizona.
What a play by McLeod. He was smacked, but he had the presence of mind to know where Berryhill was. He threw the ball. He underthrew the ball, and Berryhill was looking back at it and made a great play on the ball. An amazing play by Jordan McLeod.
Brown will take the snap a yard deep in the end zone. Straight back to throw. Has some time. Steps out of the pocket. The Wildcats have got him for a safety. Second safety Arizona has recorded this season. It's a 24-12 ball game, and the Cats will get the ball.
That's big.
Early on the field is a safety.
Yes, that's big time by Arizona. That time defense did a great job of just closing the pocket from the inside, and then the pressure on the outside by Hebert. They just got him. They just got there. They won their blocks that time. Excellent job by Arizona defense and really changing the momentum of this game.
This is David Omada, and here's what's trending on 1290 here at 3:42. A familiar face returns to Arizona volleyball as the program brings in former manager Brandon Chan as a new assistant coach for the program. And just a day after activating Marquise Brown from the non-football injury list, the Cardinals wide receiver was arrested and charged with criminal speeding. And the NFL will head to appeal the Deshaun Watson suspension as the league will look for a larger suspension for the Browns quarterback after he was handed just a 6-game suspension by the arbitrator. And UConn loses their star for the year after the Huskies women's basketball program announced that Paige Buchers suffered a torn ACL during a pickup basketball game and will miss the upcoming season. That's what's trending locally and nationally on 1290. Still more to come on the Rich Herrera Show. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Rich Herrera on Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, we continue with you from Pac-12 Media Day. Rich Herrera, joined by a very special guest, the head coach of the Cal Golden Bears, Justin Wilcox, our guest here at Wildcats Radio 1290. Coach, how are you?
I'm well. How are you, Rich?
I'm great. You know what? We are just sitting down with Daniel Scott.
Yep.
He's the old man of this team.
He is, man. He and I have been there the same amount of time.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Yep.
For you looking at him and, a leader,
yep,
real mature, there's something special about him. How proud are you of him being part of that first class and then everybody else that's come along? And
yep.
We talked about this last night. Football is about making great men and leaders.
Yeah, and he is a prime example. I mean, Daniel, I think he came in, I got hired in mid-January, and I want to say 2 weeks later he was on his official visit, and he came to Cal. And I think it just his story and the way it's gone for him is really impressive, especially in this day and age of, transfers and, maybe guys taking a easier route sometimes. Daniel came in, he redshirted. He worked his way to get on a couple special teams. He wasn't like a starting safety when he walked in the door, and has grown on and off the field just throughout his time. And to see him where he is now, unquestioned leader of the team and a heck of a player and just a super, super guy. I mean, it's just been a lot of fun to watch him.
Well, that's been one of the things that's been constant for the California Golden Bears. The other has been Chase Garbers, who seemed like he was at Cal for, I don't know, 185 years, but finally he's gone on. He was the dean of quarterbacks. Give me a preview of what we're going to see quarterback-wise for Cal.
Yeah, well, a couple guys that have separated themselves, and a couple guys from Arizona.
Yeah.
Jack Plummer, who transferred in from Purdue, had a really strong spring. He can throw the ball. He's a very smart guy. He's played college football before and played at a high level. Kai Milner's a very talented young man. He's really made a big jump from his first year to second year. I think that's been noticeable, and we'd expect him to continue to grow as a player. And we really like both those guys. And
wide receiver core looks like you're pretty deep. With some guys that can make plays.
Yeah, we're going to be young, pretty inexperienced with that group, but they have talent, and so it's a matter of kind of how quickly we can grow up and create that rhythm on offense. Obviously, starting with the offensive line, then the QB and those receivers. But we feel strongly that those guys can make some explosive plays for us.
And like everybody else's conference, it comes down to the big fellas up front in the trenches. Maybe not as much depth as you've had in years past, but there's some talent.
Yeah. Offensive line, there's going to be some new faces, and we're going to have to come together quick at O-line. We got a couple new guys, a couple transfers there who are really eager to get to work with here starting in fall camp. And then on the defense, the interior D-line we do feel very good about. Brett Johnson's coming back off an injury. A couple, again, some more young players, but some talented guys. And so if we can kind of create some chemistry early on the field, I think it's going to bode well for us. But I know they've had a really, really good summer, and looking forward to starting practice Friday.
What are we going to see defensively from Cal?
Well, hopefully we play really good defense. We've had our moments. Last year we had some really good games on defense. We need to get better on third and long, so we're going to spend a fair amount of time working on that. And we're going to have some new faces in the secondary, some talented guys, but going to have some inexperience. So having Daniel back there will be a big help.
Since we're talking down in Tucson, I wanted to talk about last year's game. Again, Arizona won one game last year. It was against the shorthanded Cal Golden Bear team. I was talking to one of the Arizona players, it was tough because Cal had so many guys out and the COVID thing really hit. And then he was pointing out, we had some stuff. We were down to no quarterbacks halfway through that game. That was a game that I think everybody learned something. You guys had some people that were put in positions they had never been in before. How did that game help grow your team?
Well, I appreciate the efforts of all the guys that went down there and competed, because there was, a lot of guys that hadn't played, moved positions, coaches that weren't on the road with us. So it was really a team effort. I mean, truly everybody chipping in, and we didn't get it done. And Arizona beat us on that day, and so it's frustrating that we didn't, make enough plays to win the game. But I truly appreciate the guys and the way that the team came together and gave it their best shot.
Because it could have been, you were so close. It could have been almost tapping out and not being able to play that game. So having guys go out there and just do everything they could. And like you said, guys were lining up in places they hadn't played before. Coaches were doing things they hadn't done before. I think it's a testament to your team that you guys rallied around it and played such a hard-fought game. That came down to the waning moments.
Yeah, and again, I just kind of go back to the character of the guys on the team and the people in the program, that we weren't looking for a way out. We were looking for a way in, and kind of whatever it took. And I remember, the night before the game, we kind of talked about all that and how, we're going to have to be flexible and everybody's going to have to chip in. And whether it's guys playing different positions or playing on certain special teams or whatever it might be that they might not have had any experience with. And coaches, we had, a number of coaches that were out, so we had some GAs and other folks, managers helping us. So it was certainly a team effort, and I wish we could have found a way to win it, but Arizona beat us on that day.
Let's talk a little bit about being here at Pac-12 Media Day. What's it like when all the coaches get together and you get a chance to have an afternoon like this?
Yeah, it's a busy day. Certainly Pac-12 Media Day is, I think that people have called it the car wash. You kind of run the gamut, but there's really good coaches in our conference. They're good guys, and it's good to catch up with them, but everybody's, you can tell, itching to get back and be with their teams.
Is there anybody that you're close with? Anybody? I sat next to you at dinner last night, and boy, what a treat! I got to hang out with Mike Bellotti. That's one of those things. I'm going to tell that story about talking to Mike Bellotti about my son for the longest time, because talk about a guy, and you look at that coaching tree that comes out of Oregon.
Yeah.
You're part of it. That's a special group of people.
Yeah, it was fun seeing all the people, that kind of surround the Pac-12 conference, and Coach Bellotti being down here. I get to see him maybe once or twice a year, and I played for him. He was my coach when I was a player, and he, it's just nice to catch up with them and kind of check in and then talk football and, teams and offense and defense. So that was a lot of fun.
Cal's a special place. I know there's lots of speculation. What is Coach Wilcox going to do? What is Coach Wilcox going to do? But I know you're committed to Cal. They're committed to you. Why is Cal such a special place for you?
I really enjoy the players I get to coach there, the staff that I get to work with. It's great to have the support of our AD and Chancellor, and we want to be the team that does it at Cal. And it's been a long time since they've been on the top, and we want to be that team. And we know there's challenges and all that, but I have conviction in our players and in our process, and we want to get it done. And so we spend every waking moment working towards winning a championship.
All right, I do have to ask you, because everybody else has asked you about this. I'll leave NIL. I'm not going to ask you about NIL, but just your thoughts on the future of this conference.
Yeah, I'm bullish on the Pac-12. And I know there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of meetings I'm not privy to, but we got great institutions. There's really good players out here. There's really good coaches, and so I know it feels a bit uncertain for a lot of folks, but from everything I've been told, that the chancellors and the ADs and the commissioner are having really, really positive talks, and I'll leave it up to them.
Does it feel like we're going to rally around each other? More so. That's kind of the feeling I got right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody, kind of, especially the traditionalists and all of us, want things to be as they were. However, we know things are changing, and but again, I feel like everybody feels strong about their individual institution and the Pac-12 and the West Coast, and so we just kind of have to keep our knees bent, because I think a lot still to
keep your head in a swivel.
Yeah, there's a lot to be determined yet.
All right, let's finally talk about one last person who I think is probably the spirit animal of this entire conference, and particularly the Cal Golden Bears. The influence that Roxy Bernstein has on the Cal Golden Bears, on your ability to recruit. I don't know if I saw it on one of the message boards, but kids are like, I think I want to go to school where Roxy went.
Yeah, Roxy is a Cal Bear through and through. I've known him a long time. He's a passionate guy. And he knows. I mean, you don't want to get into a who knows more about Pac-12 history, Pac-10 history, Cal history with anybody, named Roxy Bernstein, because he knows all of it. So he's an impressive guy.
I mean, again, he supports all the schools. He calls the games,
yep.
But he's got a special passion for Cal football, and I think that's a cool thing.
Yeah, I do too, and we appreciate him. And I know he has a job to do, so we understand that, but there's no doubt where he comes from.
Absolutely. Between him and Bill Walton talking about the conference champions, they're probably our biggest cheerleaders, right?
Absolutely, and we need it.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the narratives out there get spun this way and that way and the other. The Pac-12 has really good athletes, really good coaches. There's strong tradition and institutions in the Pac-12, and so that's why I'm very optimistic.
I am too. And by the way, thank you very much for letting me crash dinner last night and sit with you.
No, it was great.
That was a lot of fun. You, Yogi, and the entire Pac-12 Network crew. That was a special day. Thank you so much for joining us. We look forward when Arizona heads up to Cal on September 24th. It's going to be a heck of a season, and I think the best is yet to come for the Pac-12.
I agree. Thanks, Rich.
Absolutely.
All
Thank
right.
you. We'll continue with you. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Rich Herrera, exclusively on Wildcats Radio 1290.
I'm from the the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic. Southbound I-19 approaching Ajo Way for a collision involving a semi. Stay left advice.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, hand it to Mathurin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Mathurin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff into the backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Mathurin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
Fourth down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on fourth down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's caught! Touchdown, Arizona! Oh, did they need that? My goodness, Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the field. ASU with the ball, down by 11, so they have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his third foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like one driving down that was from mid-court. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Mathurin with the ball for the Wildcats. Mathurin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko. Feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline. Circles back out top to Mathurin. 10 to shoot. 16 left in the ballgame. Mathurin, 3 balls straight away. Good!
That's a
tied.
Huge shot for Ben Mathurin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Mathurin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. 2 tight ends. Oregon 5-man front, they shift, play fake, rolling right, McLeod looking to throw, going deep, down, trying to find Berrios, makes the catch inside the 25-yard line, still loose inside the 15, first down Arizona.
What a play by McLeod. He was smacked, but he had the presence of mind to know where Berryhill was. He threw the ball, he underthrew the ball, and Berryhill was looking back at it and made a great play on the ball. An amazing play by Jordan McLeod.
Brown will take the snap a yard deep in the end zone, straight back to throw, has some time, steps out of the pocket, the Wildcats have got him for a safety. Second safety Arizona has recorded this season. It's a 24-12 ball game, and the Cats will get the ball.
That's big
Fully
time.
on the field is a safety.
Yes. That's big time by Arizona. That time defense did a great job of just closing the pocket from the inside, and then the pressure on the outside by Abear, they just got him. They just got there. They won their blocks that time. Excellent job by Arizona defense and really changing the momentum of this game.
We celebrate what it means to be a Wildcat and how important the Cats are to our community. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, our thanks to Francisco Romero for joining us. And I'm going to play that tonight on CBS Sports Radio. And we had a chance to catch up with Justin Wilcox. We'll hear from all the coaches in the Pac-12, including Herm Edwards. I think we'll hear from Herm Edwards on Friday. We had a really interesting conversation. And you know what? I know he's the Sun Devil coach, but I enjoy spending time with Herm because he's a coach's coach, right? You hear him and you feel like you're sitting there and you're hanging on his every word. So we had Justin Wilcox today. Coming up a little bit later in the program, Brett Boone will stop by the program. That'll be from tonight's show as well. So Booney will break down, and we go a little bit longer with him because we talk about the trade deadline, and we go really deep inside baseball with him. So that's coming up at the bottom of the hour. But again, it's Wildcat Wednesday today. Arizona kicked off fall camp on campus, University of Arizona. I know there's a lot of people that go, I wish we'd still go back to Camp Cochise. Those days are over. The facilities that they have at the University of Arizona are second to none. The training that they have, the training staff that they have, having the players be able to be there to work with the trainers, the cold tub that they have afterwards looks so good. When all the players jump in afterwards just to cool down after the heat, modern football training doesn't have you go to Camp Cochise anymore. It's a little old school, a little dated, but, again, things have changed so much over the years, and for the players' health and well-being, they're at camp. The interesting thing I thought was that they're using three different fields. They're using the indoor practice bubble. Then it's not a bubble the way that the other bubbles are. It's actually a full building. So they're using the indoor practice facility, the Dick Tomey practice field, which is right next to it. Then they're using the old practice field that's next to the sand volleyball courts. So it's kind of cool, and they have shade and they have bleachers over there. If you want to come out and watch practice, it's kind of cool. So that happened this morning. It was hot and humid, I will tell you that. But I wanted to bring you the comments from Coach Jed Fish on day one. So let's just start with, here's his opening comments after the first day of practice.
Good first day. We ended up going about an hour and 40 minutes, hour and 35 minutes, which I was hoping to do. Able to get a lot of fundamental work, skill work, all part of this process of getting better at fundamentals. We'll work our way in when we start wearing pads to more work against one another.
So, again, day one, lots of energy. I saw it, players holding each other accountable, players reminding other players, hey, coach is talking, pay attention, let's focus. There seemed to be more accountability, especially with some of the older players, year 2 under Jed Fish. When are they going to put pads on? When are they going to start hitting? Here's Coach Fish.
We'll be in shoulder pads Friday, and then full pads. The first time you can be in full pads is practice 6. So that math, I think Tuesday is practice 6. So it'll be helmets, shoulder pads, full pads. So that's the rhythm the NCAA.
So there's rules that you have how many full practices you can have with full pads, how many you're going to go out and helmets and shoulder pads and shells, and it's all kind of prescribed by the NCAA of how much actual hitting you can do, because you want to make sure you keep your team as healthy as you can throughout the process of camp. And again, the goal is to get you ready for camp, and the goal is to keep everybody healthy. Here's again Jed Fish. This is cut 3. How much are they going to be working on the natural surface on the grass, which is the easiest way to stay healthy? Here's again Jed Fish.
Oh, I think grass is the advantage. Be on grass as much as you possibly can be on grass. It feels better on your legs. It feels better on your body. Gives you a chance. It's a beautiful playing surface. It's pristine right now. It opens up practice. You get a little better sense of being able to talk through kind of like, hey, this is what, the top programs have. These are the 2 big grass fields, the indoor facility, and just continue to build that up with our guys and let them understand that the more we can give them, the better they're going to be.
So again, facilities, Arizona has always been behind the times with everybody else, but now they have the indoor practice facility with the turf. They've got the grass, and now they're going to use the second grass field. It keeps you a little bit healthier. It keeps you, gives you an opportunity that if you're going to land on it, there's less chance you get a cleat that gets caught in the turf as opposed to the grass. And I know they were tearing up the grass a little bit when I saw them running some cone drills at the end of practice, but you're going to see them work as much as you can on the grass, which gives you an opportunity as fans that if you want to come out and watch practice and then get going every morning at 10 a.m., you get a chance to see more of them up close and personal between the 2 practice fields on grass as opposed to the indoor facility where fans and media aren't allowed to walk inside that while practice is going on. So other things that he talked about today, one of the big things that I think you saw, we're going to jump down to cut 8, if you will, is that the Arizona Wildcats have spent some time in the weight room with the training staff, with Tyler Owens, and you've seen some guys, and you're going to see Jaden DeLaura looks a lot bigger. A lot of different guys have put on weight. Here's Coach talking about some of these players that have really got in there and worked.
I don't know what he checked in weight-wise, but he's gained 12 pounds since he's been here. So, already. I believe he's at 164 right now. So I think he checked in at like 152. Yeah, I'm good with his size. I'm good with where he's at. Gains a few more pounds here or there. Only 18. Has a roll. He's been that size his whole life. I'm hopeful that he gets to, somewhere around that 165, 170 range for opening day. And I don't think he can carry much more than that right now. I would say he'll need another offseason to carry more.
He's talking about Rayshon Luke, Speedy Luke. We didn't get a chance to talk to him one-on-one yesterday as we ran out of time, but he's going to be one of the running backs that they're going to look at to carry the rock quite a bit this year. Another question that Coach was asked was about Jaden DeLaura, who is now the number 1 quarterback on the depth chart, running with the ones, I should say. And I think this was, I can't remember which reporter asked, but he asked about DeLaura and the progress and coaching him up and getting him up to speed in the system.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's getting coached. He needs a lot of coaching. He needs a lot of coaching. He needs to learn a whole new offense, whole new verbiage. Fundamentals we teach are a little bit different. Technique. We want to balance out playmaking ability with living in the pocket and recognizing the importance of going through progressions and reads. Coach Doherty's done a great job of continuing to work with him to teach him what we're trying to get done, get him to become let's call it a better communicator, a louder communicator, more confident in what we're doing. So he needs to work in every area.
Remember that when we hear from Jaden coming up here in just a little bit as we kind of walk through everything that was said to the media after the practice today. So one of the things that I think that you're going to see emphasized for Jaden, and I'm all in on Jaden, leadership ability. The kid's got a cannon for an arm. The kid's won. The kid knows how to win. The kid knows how to lead. I'm very impressed with him, and now you're really starting to see his personality show through, and you're going to see his maturity show through as well. Now that he's been in Tucson, he's got an opportunity to get acclimated. He went through spring ball. Now he's in fall camp, and he's got the number one spot on the depth charts at quarterback. But one of the things that I think that they're going to work on with him quite a bit, and I asked him this question a little bit later, you'll hear this, is the progression. So in a pro-style offense, the difference, I'll try to explain it the best I can. Pro-style offense versus a run-and-shoot offense. Run-and-shoot, whatever you want to call it. Spread offense, whatever you want to call it. Quarterback gets the ball. He's delivering the ball to a spot. He might throw the football before the wide receiver breaks. He's throwing it to a spot, and it's up to the wide receiver to get to the football. Quarterback goes back. He's looking. He knows what spot he's throwing to. Boom, boom, boom. It's timing. Throws the ball 10 yards on the right hash mark, and it's the quarterback. If it gets picked, it's going to be on him, but really it's the responsibility of the wideout to get to that football. That's why when you see so many of these quarterbacks that look so good in college running the spread, once they get under center, once they play that pro-style offense, once they have to make that adjustment, look at Tua, look at so many of these quarterbacks. Look at Marcus Mariota. They were great in college because they're throwing to a spot. The difference when you get to the National Football League, for someone like Tua right now in Miami, or Trey Lance is going to have to learn this in San Francisco. Is Pickett going to have to pick this up in Pittsburgh? I'm trying to involve you in the conversation because you look like you're falling asleep over there.
No, I'm not. I don't think Pickett has to worry about it too much, considering that it's more so a pro-style offense that Narduzzi was really running with when he was at Pitt. So
he doesn't have to worry about as much as others.
You don't have to worry about that much with a guy like,
I just wanted to include you in the conversation.
Oh, no, definitely this is more so a problem that you get like with probably more so like a Malik Willis, who probably had more of a
kids coming out of Alabama will face this.
Yes.
Okay. So, again, spread offense, thrown to a spot, wide receiver fights his way to get to the football. Pro-style offense for Jaden, and Will Plummer talked to us about this last year, and Gunnar Cruz talked to us about this. For someone like Jordan McLeod, he's having to learn this as well. For Noah Fafita, he's going to have to learn this as well. You have to work through your progressions. You have to work through your progressions. So as you're under center, and they're going to run motion to see see what kind of defense is, and then you have to make those pre-snap reads. Is it a one safety, two safety? What kind of defense are they playing? Is it zone? Is it man? So once you do your pre-snap reads, as soon as the ball is snapped, you've got to start working through your progressions, and you've got about 2.5, 3 seconds to read that defense and go through. So as he's in a 3-step drop, 5-step drop, 7-step drop, as he's dropping back, he's going to look for his first option. If that option's not there, then he progresses to the next option. If that option isn't there and he can't read that guy's going to be open, he gets to his third option. And if you're really good, you can come back to a fourth, or you can go back to your first. But you go one, you read your progressions. Here's my first progression, not there. Second progression, not there. Third progression, not there. Fourth progression, not there. How long do you have to get rid of the football? 3 alligators. You're more than 3 seconds, someone's going to smash you. So you got to make all of those. You've got to make all of those reads before you get to about 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. You're getting tackled. So one of the things that you're going to watch for Jaden as he progresses through this pro-style offense is how quickly can he make those reads in his progressions, and can he get to 3 and come back to 1? If he does that, he'll be successful all day long. But we've seen quarterbacks, and this is not Jaden, this is just in general, when you're learning how to play in a pro-style offense, if you can't get through all your progressions and you get stuck at 1, you get stuck at 2, you don't get to 3 and you're going to get sacked, or you're going to throw the ball away and you're going to be 3 and out time after time after time after time after time after time after time. Watch this when you're watching some of these young quarterbacks. Let's say today's Wednesday. Tomorrow we'll have the Hall of Fame game, the Raiders and the Jaguars. Once you start watching preseason football, and I know that bores Dragon Ball because he goes, I don't want to watch the 4-stringers play against each other. I don't want to watch UPS drivers take on FedEx drivers in the fourth quarter.
I didn't say that.
Oh,
I'm
you're
just
one of
saying
those bougie.
No, I was saying that there was going to be a lot of starters that were not going to be playing in this game. For instance, Trevor Lawrence and the running back Etienne. They are both not going to play for the Jaguars in the Hall of Fame game. So you're going to see a lot of these young quarterbacks that I don't even know what the depth chart looks like for the Jaguars, but they may have a lot of guys that aren't prepared to be in a pro-style offense quite yet.
Of course they're not prepared to play in the pro-style offense. It's their first preseason game of their NFL careers. They have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So might as well have them start the Hall of Fame game. And then, unfortunately, you'll be going.
Well, I hope not. I'm going to be the one that's going to be behind the board making sure that game plays.
Well, I know, but you're kind of a football snob.
I can be.
Yeah, you're a little bit of a snob.
I can be a little bit of a snob.
I think you can learn something anywhere.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I think you can learn something anywhere. So you're going to – and look just to see if those guys come from the spread offense. Watch their heads. Watch to see if you see their heads turn 1, 2, 3, come back to 1. And it's got to be that quick. 1, 2, 3, come back to 1.
Or you just go and throw the dump out.
Or you throw the dump out, or you find, or whatever you do. But in this pro-style offense, Delore is learning to read through all his progressions. And one of the things that he's so good at, Fafita is so good at, McLeod is so good at, is they can create things and improvise. But there's a fine line that they're going to have to learn with this offense of how long do I read my progressions, and then when things start breaking down, when do I start running? When do I start improvising and freelancing and make things happen? Those are the most exciting plays in football. But in this style of offense, you need to try to limit those and stay with your progressions, because these plays will work. And you'll hear Jaden talk about that in just a second. All right. What else did Jed Fish have to say? All right, let's jump out to cut 14. One of the things that we've seen is from Jaden. He's put on some weight, but some good weight. Not Rich Herrera weight, but good weight. Coach was asked about the new look that he has standing there after working out with the strength and conditioning coach at the U of A. I'm sorry, this is 13.
Body armor. These guys take hits, and you need to be able to protect yourself. And he needed some armor in there. He's stronger, he's faster, and most importantly, I think his body's far more protected than it would have been at a lighter weight.
So he was asked about putting on the weight. How is that going to help him? And he said body armor, because you're going to be able to take more shots. Can I do one more? Let's do cut 12. This is Coach Fish talking about when a team has confidence in their quarterback. This is cut 12.
Well, the quarterback position is where everything starts and stops when it comes to a football team. And the teams that have a sense of confidence in that position going into the season gives you a little bit an ability to focus in on what that guy does best, rather than try to figure out what each guy does different and then what they can do well. So right now we're able to structure our system and our offense around the skill sets of Jaden and Noah and Jordan. And what the good part is of those three guys is they have very similar skill sets in a lot of ways. So we feel like we're able to really put in a system that benefits the group.
And again, that's one of the things that I emphasized last year, and I pressed, you have to have a quarterback that can lead your team, that gives confidence, and that's why this is night and day from when you had last year, where you just couldn't settle on a quarterback. This year, they've settled on Jaden, his job to lose in camp. and you're going to get plenty of Noah, and you're going to get plenty of Jordan, and they're working hard. By the way, Will Plummer was out there. He can't throw because of the thumb injury, but he was out there participating at drills, and you also had Gunnar Cruz out there. He can't participate because of the shoulder injury, but he was out there as well. So you have 5 quarterbacks in the room, and really 2 of the most important quarterbacks are going to be Will Plummer and Gunnar Cruz, helping these newcomers get used to this offense. We're going to hear from Jaden DeLore. He spoke to the media after practice day. All of that coming up next here on 1290.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, hand it to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for 2. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the 3, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
4th down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step to hand off. Into the backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the 3, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments for the University of Arizona Wildcats?
4th down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on 4th down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's hot! Touchdown, Arizona! Oh, did they need that? My goodness, Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the board. ASU with the ball, down by 11, so they have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his 3rd foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like one driving down. That was from midcourt. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Matherin with the ball for the Wildcats. Matherin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko. Feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline. Circles back out top to Matherin. 10 to shoot. 16 left in the ballgame. Matherin, 3 balls straight away. Good!
That's
We're tied.
A huge shot for Ben Matherin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Matherin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Romero. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. 2 tight ends. Oregon, 5-man front. They shift. Play fake, rolling right. McLeod looking to throw. Going deep. Down, trying to find Berryhill. Makes the catch inside the 25-yard line. Still loose inside the 15. First down, Arizona.
What a play by McLeod. He was smacked, but he had the presence of mind to know where Berryhill was. He threw the ball. He underthrew the ball, and Berryhill was looking back at it and made a great play on the ball. An amazing play by Jordan McLeod.
Brown will take the snap a yard deep in the end zone. Straight back to throw. Has some time. Steps up in the pocket. The Wildcats have got him for a safety. Second safety Arizona has recorded this season. It's a 24-12 ball game, and the Cats will get the ball.
That's big.
Pulling on the field is a safety.
Yes. That's big time by Arizona. That time defense did a great job of just closing the pocket from the inside, and then the pressure on the outside by Abear, they just got him. They just got there. They won their blocks that time. Excellent job by Arizona defense and really changing the momentum of this game.
And, of course, we'll be talking right now about Jaden DeLaura and, his importance to the offense coming up here in just a second.
Okay, I'm back.
All right, perfect.
I had an emergency.
There you go. No worries.
No, you know what the emergency was? Too much hydration.
I see. No problem.
Too much hydration because it was awfully muggy today.
Yes, it was very hot. Like I said, it's summer camp basically right now. It's
look,
not spring ball.
I did bring my hydro flask, so I thought you'd be proud of me that I'm just drinking nothing but water as much as I can.
Drinking your water as much as you can out in the heat. You're not going to be in the bubble all the time.
No, we don't go. We don't get to go in the bubble.
Oh, no,
we
one's
have to
allowed
stay
in
on the
bubble.
sideline.
You got to go and stay hydrated, man.
I know. I got to stay hydrated out there because I don't want to stand out there and embarrass myself.
You're all worthless and weak. Now drop and give me 20. You're all worthless.
I don't want Tyler Owens walking by like, look at that guy over there. He's about to pass out. You better drop and give me 20 because you didn't hydrate enough.
He'll definitely get you on some kind of a learning curve there. He has been messing with these kids really well. He's got them putting on weight. They're lifting more. They're faster, and it's starting to show signs of that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Hey, by the way, we'll talk with Brett Boone coming up at the bottom of the hour, right?
Yes.
Booney will be part of my national show tonight. But Booney will break down everything, including are the Padres a team to beat in the National League now? And do the Yankees do enough to help stave off everybody else?
The Padres made a lot of moves. They are definitely doing the best that they can to go ahead and maybe come away with the top seed out in the National League. I would be interested to see how that division, that top spot is going to go in regards to the race between the Yankees and the Astros, because both of them look like they're going to be heading face to face again.
And his former team, the Mariners, make some moves as well. So that's coming up at the bottom of the hour. Hey, program today brought to you by QC Kinetics. You know that old man sound? You know the one your dad used to make? Oh, do you find yourself making that sound now as well? That means I was telling somebody this morning, getting old sucks. You're just in pain. If you have constant pain in your knees, your hips, your back, and you make that sound, it hurts to get up out of your chair. Come on, you know what I mean? Listen, you need to do something about it. And this time of year, we're getting ready for football. You're going to be walking up and down the steps at Arizona Stadium. You need to get rid of that constant chronic pain. And the people at QC Kinetics can help you. QC Kinetics has been helping people right here in Tucson every day, giving them lasting pain relief using the latest advances in regenerative medicine. The science is simple. They concentrate your body's own healing agents and apply them to your aching joints, restoring and repairing damaged tissue with no drugs, no steroids, no surgery. If you want to go old school and just stand there and go, you can. For me, I'd rather get rid of that constant nagging pain that you have in your hip or your shoulders or your knees. you're back. You know what? You deserve it. You deserve it. So do yourself a favor and learn more about these regenerative medical techniques at QC Kinetics. They can change your life. And you can make this the last summer that you walk around going, oh. They've got clinics right here in Tucson, at Academy and in Orange Grove. They're right here. They're all over America, but they're right here in Tucson. The local medical professionals at QC Kinetics can help you with this exciting new natural way to deal with joint pain with no side effects and no downtime. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. Here's the number, 520-497-4955. That's 520-497-4955, 520-497-4955. All right, quick timeout. We'll come back. We'll talk with Brett Boone. We'll have Dragon Balls football headlines, all of that coming up here at 1290.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step to handoff. Into the backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments for the University of Arizona Wildcats?
Fourth down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on fourth down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's hot! Touchdown, Arizona! Oh, did they need that? My goodness, Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the field. ASU with the ball, down by 11, so they have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his third foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like one driving down that was from mid-court. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Matherin with the ball for the Wildcats. Matherin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko. Feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline. Circles back out top to Matherin. 10 to shoot. 16 left in the ballgame. Matherin, 3 balls straight away. Good!
That's a
tied.
huge This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Mathurin drains a deep three from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. Two tight ends. Oregon, five-man front. They shift. Play fake, rolling right. McLeod looking to throw. Going deep. Down, trying to find Berryhill. Makes the catch inside the 25-yard line. Still loose inside the 15. First down, Arizona.
What a play by McLeod. He was smacked, but he had the presence of mind to know where Berryhill was. He threw the ball. He underthrew the ball, and Berryhill was looking back at it and made a great play on the ball. An amazing play by Jordan McLeod.
Brown will take the snap a yard deep in the end zone. Straight back to throw. Has some time. Steps into the pocket.
This is David Amana. Here's what's trending on 1290 here at 4:35. The Wildcats will be having one of their new transfer products available later this week in practice after head coach Jed Fish announced that former FSU running back DJ Williams will be joining practice after his grade recently posted. Another signing for the Arizona Wildcats to a long-term contract after left tackle DJ Humphreys signed to a new 3-year contract extension. And a group of former PGA Tour members are looking to sue the tour for their suspensions for joining LIV Golf. And that includes Phil Mickelson and Bryson DeChambeau among the 11 names listed in the suit. Conor McGregor is set to begin his acting career after it was announced that the former UFC superstar will make his film debut in the Roadhouse remake. That's what's trending locally and nationally on 1290. Still more to come on the Rich Herrera Show. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Rich Herrera on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey, we continue with you here on CBS Sports Radio. Let's run out to our guest hotline as we talk a little Major League Baseball. Let's talk to Brett Boone, author of the Boone player, alum, Gold Glover. So I don't have time to go over your resume, Booney, but how are you?
Doing good, Rich. What do we got today?
Well, I told people we were going to talk about the trade deadline that has come and gone, and Soto going to the San Diego Padres, and then the Yankees making some noise, and everybody else trying to catch up with the Yankees or the Astros or the Braves or the Dodgers, whoever you want to call the front runner. So let's just start with the biggest news of the day. Juan Soto leaves the Nationals, goes to the San Diego Padres. Padres make moves galore, trying to catch up to capture that National League West. Give me your thoughts.
I put them in the categories, and the Padres are definitely in the first group as far as who made the most quality moves, I thought, at the deadline to get somebody like a Juan Soto. My opinion, probably the best offensive player in all the game. Not necessarily this year, his numbers are reflecting it, but for me going forward, I think he's the number one offensive player in Major League Baseball. Absolutely huge. Couple that with Tatis is going to be back here shortly, and Machado at third base. Those three, I challenge you to find a better three in the middle of any lineup in all of baseball. So that's huge. Also, they acquired Josh Bell, who's going to play first, who's going to replace Hosmer. And I don't think you can go without saying they brought Hader, probably the best closer in the game for the last 4 or 5 years. He's going to be the closer now in San Diego. I think definitely they've closed the gap on that Dodger team.
So let's talk about that 3-4-5 part of their lineup, or 2-3-4, or however they're going to put that out there, that now you're really going to have to be careful because you've got Machado, Tatis, and now Soto. How does that change the way teams want to pitch or play against the San Diego Padres? You've been in hitters meetings where you guys are walking through the hitters. What would you say if you had to face these three?
I don't know what you say here. It's easy when you go to San Francisco and you say, let's not let Bonds beat us. You go to Anaheim, current day, you say, let's not let Mike Trout beat us. But who are you going to choose between Tatis, Soto, and Machado? It's like, pick your poison. It's going to be whether there's a lefty on the mound or a righty on the mound on who they go after, I think. because when these three guys are clicking, they're all three of them are legitimate MVP type players. So, like I said, I don't see a better 1-2-3 punch in the American League or the National League. So it's going to kind of be, listen, you get through those guys, and I'm assuming they're going to be coupled in that lineup, like you said, 2-3-4 or 3-4-5, whatever way you want to slice it. But nevertheless, that's as deep a middle of the lineup. And let's not forget about Josh Bell playing first base now. He's having a pretty good year for the Washington Nationals, who the organization as a whole is having a real rough year. But Josh Bell is definitely now one of them.
Drill down a little bit more, because, again, I've covered baseball forever, but I don't know what it's like to be in the clubhouse, in the dugout, when you have three bashers like that all three of them single-handedly could destroy a pitching staff, and then you put three of them together. How does that affect when you're trying to play against a team like that? Or how does it help a hitter if you're in the middle of those three and a pitcher can't give in to one, can't give in to the other, and he certainly can't give in to the third?
Yeah, that's definitely one where I see you can't really pitch around any of those guys to get to the next one. That's because I think they're all on pretty equal footing as far as offensive players. You see other teams, and I use the reference Mike Trout. When he's hot, there's really nobody you can hit behind him to protect him. You're still going to pitch around him. Right now, we're seeing it in New York. Aaron Judge, with the monster year he's having, as good as that lineup is, and Rizzo's been hitting a lot of home runs hitting behind Aaron Judge, you're still not going to pitch to Aaron Judge. I've seen Tatis. He hasn't played it down this year. But when Tatis is playing like Tatis is playing, you can't pitch around Soto to get to Tatis. You kind of have to go after each and every one of them. Probably whoever's on the latter end of that 2-3-4 punch, they're going to get the least amount of pitches. But it's kind of a murderer's row. There's nothing you can really do. It puts a lot of pressure on the opposing pitcher just getting through that kind of murderer's row and get to, you're going to welcome a Cronenworth type player who in his own right is a great player. But when you're considering the other three, you take your chances with a Cronenworth type player.
All right, can you take us inside the game a little bit more? Brett Boone joining us as we talk some baseball. Protection, what does that really mean? Because we hear people talk about all the time. I'll talk about on the radio. Broadcasters will talk about it in the game. How does that guy behind you protect you? And once I get past that other big basher, let's say I get through the three of those guys, if I'm the next hitter up there, what happens when I have guys on base in front of me that they were afraid to throw anything to Machado, and now I got runners in scoring position, and I'm coming up after the big three are out there?
Well, I think the biggest misnomer, and you hear it all the time in sports from announcers, is they'll say, well, he's hitting in front of so-and-so, just to use a hypothetical. So he's going to get a lot of fastballs. Well, that's ridiculous. At the big league level, a big league pitcher can throw a breaking ball for a strike anytime he wants. I remember coming up with the Seattle Mariners, and at first they hit me second in front of a Ken Griffey Jr., and at that time probably the best player in the game. And I remember the reporter saying to me, well, Brett, you're going to get a lot of fastballs. I got 95% breaking balls. The difference between the minor leagues and the big leagues is they could throw those breaking balls for a strike. Now, when you're talking about, that Padre type of lineup, going after somebody and not going after somebody, two different things. It's like you're going to throw fastballs, change-up, slide. It doesn't matter what the pitch is. It's just how close are you going to – who are you willing to let you – beat you in that situation? And I'm perplexed when you put the question to me because, yeah, I've been in many a hitter's meeting, and that's exactly what we do. We'd be in New York, for instance, and we'd say, we're not going to let Jason Giambi beat us today. Or another day, we're not going to let Tino Martinez beat us. We're not going to let a Bernie Williams beat us. That means for today's game, if there's a big situation and there's a base open, we're going to pitch really closely or tough to those guys. We're not going to give them anything in the middle of the plate. When you come to San Diego now, I don't know who you're going to pick. It's going to kind of be go to the sheet, who's hot and who's not, and pick your poison on who you're not going to let you beat you that particular day. One day it could be Machado. One day it could be Soto, and one day it could be Tatis. It's a good problem to have for the San Diego Padres.
What about when you're that second or third hitter, like you were hitting in front of Junior? So if Brett Boone's wearing somebody out, and I gotta imagine, all right, listen, that whole idea of just you're gonna get nothing but a steady diet of fastballs isn't true, but now I really got to grind to get through Boone, Junior, Boone or the guy after that, how much of just of a toll does it take, and can you tell when a pitcher has to really bear down and get really uncomfortable when you're facing boom, 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 a murderer's row?
Without a doubt. And you can see it usually when you're watching the game, you can see it in the pitcher's eyes. Usually it has a lot to do with the pitcher. You know, how much experience does he have? Is he a young pitcher? Is he on the bubble? Is he trying to make a name for himself? Or is he a Max Scherzer type guy? Max is going to go into it because of all the experience he has and says, we got a tough lineup today I got to work to. Max is going to pick a guy before the game that he's not going to let beat him no matter what. Could be the head-to-head matchups that he's had through the years. And when you get to be a veteran pitcher like that, you have so much repetition, so many at-bats against certain hitters that you kind of have formed a pattern, who you like to pitch to, who you don't like to pitch. So it's easier for a veteran pitcher like that. Usually the young pitcher or that pitcher that doesn't have that much experience, he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't have enough reps with that lineup, so he doesn't know who he gets out and who hits him well. So he's kind of going in a little bit blind. And you can see, especially when you got a lineup with really good hitters in the middle of that lineup and they're all clicking, you can just look during the telecast, look at that pitcher's eyes, and when it comes to that time in the lineup, it's just kind of a different level, like a deer in the headlights type. It's a great thing to be when you're on the hitter side of that ledger. That's really fun, looking at a pitcher and know that he's got some anxiety going. But like I said, it depends on the pitcher, depends on the experience, the situation, how good your team is, how bad your team is. There's a lot of variables that go along with that.
All right, clown question then, because you've played behind some of the greatest. You played behind that legendary Brave staff. Does a Greg Maddux and someone of that ilk say, all right, I'm not going to give in to this guy. I'm going to pitch around this guy today, even if you're as great as Maddux, Smoltz, and Glavine?
Without a doubt, and Greg, I learned a lot from Greg the year, even though I'm a hitter, he's a pitcher. I really picked his brain, how he thinks as a pitcher, how the elite pitchers really think. And we were locker mates for a year, and he used to tell me we'd have those hitters meetings. The Braves would have the hitters and the pitchers meetings combined, which is pretty unique in itself, but that's how Bobby Cox liked to do it. And we'd go through everything. If Greg was pitching that day, he'd hand me a sheet, and he'd talk to me as not Brett and Greg friends, but Greg pitcher, Brett defender. And we'd have those talks. He said, Boone, okay, this guy has given me a lot of trouble over the years. I don't know why, but he has. So in a big situation, I'm probably going to nitpick a little bit with him. And it may not be the best hitter in that lineup. But once again, that comes back to the veteran, the reps. Maddux at that point had 12 or 13 years in the big leagues. He had a lot of reps against opposing team and a lot of history. So for whatever reason, some pitchers have trouble with certain hitters and really have a lot of success with others. So a guy like that, a veteran, elite number one guy, he's definitely going to have his guy that's not going to beat him that particular day, and he's usually going to tell the rest of his defense before the game.
What's it like for you as a hitter then if the opposing team circled Brett Boone and said, I'm not going to let Booney beat me today?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling as a hitter. It pumps a little bit of extra adrenaline into you, knowing, it's a confidence builder, knowing that, hey, this guy really fears me. I can feel it. I know they're pitching around me. And it almost makes you a better hitter. I used to watch, on the unbelievable run that Barry Bonds went on, when his on-base percentage one particular year was like 608 and walked 250 times. And I remember watching as an opponent going, man, that must be a great feeling. Knowing when you walk to the plate, every pitcher on that opposing staff is scared to death of you. The amount of confidence that must just bring to an already really confident guy must be an amazing feeling. I had it once in a while. I knew a series here and there where they didn't want to pitch to me because I was red hot. Man, that's a good feeling. I couldn't imagine that being every series for 162 games. And that's what guys like Barry Bonds, in the modern day, that's what guys like Mike Trout have witnessed. Just every series, you're the guy that they pick on. Don't let him beat you. It's a pretty cool feeling as an offensive player.
I would get in trouble if I didn't ask you about what Uncle Aaron did, your brother Aaron Boone's ball club. They make some moves. Give me your thoughts on the moves the New York Yankees made.
I put the Yankees in my second column. I had the Padres and the Mariners made the biggest moves for me to upgrade their team. As far as
go to the Mariners real quick. I don't want to.
Mariners got the number one pitcher on the trade market, and that's Castillo from Cincinnati. He pitched today. He pitched a gem against the Yankees. They beat him in the Bronx. I think that upgrades that pitching staff so big, and just as importantly, because Seattle's had such a history of not reaching the postseason, for you to go out at the trade deadline, Jerry Dipoto, and get the number one pitcher on the market when you know that the Houston Astros, the New York Yankees, the Dodgers, they're all vying for that pitcher. For you to land him, I can't tell you what that means for those guys, those 26 guys in that clubhouse, as far as, we all have each other's back, from 7 to 10 every night. But the fact that management stepped up and show us that they're committed to winning this year, I can't say enough for what that means to a player in that clubhouse. I think that was absolutely huge. And this Santana kid, they didn't get him right at the deadline, brought him over from Kansas City. Man, he's getting some big hits for him. I think he's going to be really positive as far as a trade deadline. But Castillo definitely is the difference maker for the Seattle Mariners. I think it almost solidifies that postseason spot that the Mariners have been looking for 20-plus years.
Now go back to the Yankees real quick.
We got the Yankees. I got them in kind of the B category. I really like the addition of Benintendi. It really gives them a lot of versatility in that outfield. It can get Aaron Judge out of center field and get a little time off his legs. Being 6'8" and 280 pounds and taking nothing away from Aaron Judge as a defender, he's an excellent defender. But we are having the type of year that he's having, and then having to go play center field. Man, I worry about that a lot, of getting too much mileage on those legs for that MVP. I'm more interested in what he's doing on the offensive side. So I think Benintendi gives him a lot of flexibility in the outfield and a really good player. He came to the Yankees hitting .320, gets on base. He'll steal a base here and there. Montas, I like that addition. I don't love it, if that makes sense. He's fine. They traded away Montgomery to get Bader. He gives them more versatility in the outfield as well, coming over from St. Louis. Montgomery leaves, Montas in. I really see that as a wash. I don't see that being a real difference maker. They've added a few guys in the pen I think is going to help, but that pen is really good. They had a couple injuries as of late, but they replaced them. The Yankees are still every bit as good as anybody in the game of baseball right now. I see them as pretty good moves, but nothing that really blows me away.
Let's talk about Aaron Judge real quick, since you brought him up and the pace that he's on. Now you're starting to see people, Aaron Judge, 43 home runs so far this season, on pace for 66. Could be the most prolific New York Yankee single-season home run hitter in the history of the Bronx Bombers. Do you buy into pacing?
A very overrated stat, on pace too. But I'll tell you, I've been watching Aaron Judge recently. There's very few people I've ever played against that do what Aaron Judge is. I think in the last 14 games, he's hit 12 home runs. He has 27 RBIs in a 2-week span. That's something that you don't see too often. Not only do you not see it, there's a handful of people in the world that are even capable of doing that. Aaron Judge, I mean, right now, you miss out over the plate. It's not a base hit somewhere. It's not something hit hard. It's in the seats. And he's been remarkable to watch. To see that pace in today's game with everything being so specialized on the pitcher side of the ball, Rizzo's doing as good a job as he can, being that left-handed stick behind him. He's got, I think, 27 home runs himself. But the fact that they keep pitching to Aaron Judge is kind of blowing me away. The reason I say it's an overrated stat, saying on pace for, is he continues to hit home runs at this clip. There's got to come a time and a place where you just don't pitch to him if anything's on the line. If there's a base open, it's almost like you're giving him the Barry Bonds treatment. Just put him on. I'm amazed that they're still pitching to him right now.
Brett Boone, the author of the Boone podcast. Check it out wherever you get your podcast. Who have you had on lately?
We had Anthony Munoz
Hall of Famer
this week, and Jack Sickman's coming out.
Hall of Famer.
He'll be out on the podcast Friday. And then we get to Paul Konerko, a buddy of mine. We played together on the Reds, and then he had that great White Sox career. he's going to be next week, and we're gonna go back to football a little bit with Jack Del Rio.
Wow.
I'm looking forward to that. Be an interesting, great player, exclusive coaching resume, and it'll be a lot of fun. You know what, Rich? I really like talking to the guys from the other sports because it kind of gets me outside my comfort zone. I learn a lot. And as athletes, we always like to go to the other sports and, hey, what's it like inside that huddle? They want to know when you go to the mound, hey, what are you talking to the pitcher about? So it's pretty cool when you can go to other sports and get the inside tidbit. So
I didn't realize that Anthony Munoz, one of the greatest offensive linemen in the history of the game, was a pitcher at the University of Southern California and won a College World Series.
It was unbelievable. I didn't know that either until I started doing my homework. And, the passion, which he talked to me about it too. He's like, Boone, I was a baseball player, man. I loved baseball. It's all I want to do. He wanted to go to the big leagues, but he said he grew at such a pace and his football ceiling was so high that he said he had to do what he had to do. So he ended up being, just one of the greatest linemen of all time. But he said his true passion through his childhood, high school, college was baseball.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Brett Boone, check out his podcast, the Boone Podcast. Wherever you get your podcast, subscribe. And like I said, I think you're past 200 episodes, and I think he's had like half of them have been Hall of Famers. It's pretty impressive. Boone, thank you so much. I'll catch up with you.
Thanks, Rich.
All right, we'll continue. This is CBS Sports Radio.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show, now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Matherin between the rings, over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Coloco. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Coloco, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Coloco, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Coloco, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Coloco. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. It is good. Backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Coloco, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Coloco, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Coloco. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
Fourth down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on fourth down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, Arizona. Oh, did they need that? My goodness. Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the board. ASU with the ball. Down by 11, so they have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home. And foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his third foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like what, driving down that was from midcourt. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Matherin with the ball for the Wildcats. Matherin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko. Feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline. Circles back out top to Matherin. 10 to shoot. 16 left in the ballgame. Matherin, 3 balls straight away. Good! That's a tie.
Huge shot for Ben Matherin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Matherin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Romero. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. 2 tight ends. Oregon, 5-man front. They shift. Play fake, rolling right. McLeod looking to throw. Going deep. Down, trying to find Berryhill. Makes the catch inside the 25-yard line. Still loose inside the 15. First down, Arizona.
What a play by McLeod. He was smacked, but he had the presence of mind to know where Berryhill was. He threw the ball. He underthrew the ball, and Berryhill was looking back at it and made a great play on the ball. An amazing play by Jordan McLeod.
Brown will take the snap a yard deep in the end zone. Straight back to throw. Has some time. Steps up in the pocket. The Wildcats have got him for a safety. Second safety Arizona has recorded this season. It's a 24-12 ball game, and the Cats will get the ball.
That's big
Really
time.
on the field as a safety.
Yes. That's big time by Arizona. That time defense did a great job of just closing the pocket from the inside, and then the pressure on the outside by A-Bear. They just got him. They just got there. They won their blocks that time.
Oh, I am so excited! Today is going to be a day that you will long remember, Dragon Ball.
Is that the case?
You called down the thunder, well, now you got it.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
So you've been doing a really great job with Dragon Ball's football headlines, right?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
People love them.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the highlight of my day.
I don't know about that.
Oh, no, it is.
Proceed with caution.
Yeah, that's how good your Dragon Ball football headlines are.
Well, I appreciate that.
That, it's really the big difference in this show.
At my signal, unleash hell.
That's what I kind of feel like when we get ready to start Dragon Ball's football headlines.
Oh, yeah.
So, what do I want?
Be a dog. We don't need no meows. We don't need no cats.
No. But I feel bad because, we've got a pretty good production team here.
Yeah.
So, we've been doing the Dragon Ball's football headlines for a while. Mm-hmm. And I feel, we haven't done them well enough. So, this is the normal open for Dragon Ball's football headlines. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dragon Ball's football headlines here on 1290. But honestly, you've outgrown that.
Oh.
I think.
Oh.
I think you've outgrown that. I think we could do better than that.
We can't. Okay.
Don't you think? I mean, it's just a party waiting to happen.
Right.
They tell me you're a man with true grit.
You are. You are a man with true grit. You deserve a better open.
Okay.
So it just got here. I haven't heard it yet.
Okay.
Let the games begin.
But I'm ready to go with your new open to Dragon Ball's football headlines.
Okay.
Be a dog. We don't need no meows. We don't need no cats.
Shall I hit the button?
So are you excited?
I am.
Are you a little scared?
A little nervous, but our production team, like you said, they usually do good stuff.
You talked to Dan. He does all of our production for us.
Yes.
So he put this together especially for you, and I'm going to put you straight up on the stream because I want to see the look on your face. You haven't heard this yet, have you?
No, I have not.
All right, let her rip.
Football is a game played by men. Big, physical men. Men with ill intentions who wish to wreak havoc upon their opponents. It's a game based on land acquisition at the expense of your opponent, even if you must sacrifice your own body and health for the good of your team. It can be brutal at times and bloody. It can be painful and punishing. It's played in coliseums in front of rabid, cheering, adoring fans with bloodlust in their eyes. The passion for football cannot be matched by anything else. So to help quench your thirst for all the latest news from the world of football, Wildcats Radio 1290 proudly presents
Dragon Ball's football headlines. Hey, what's a Dragon Ball? Is that a cartoon or something?
No, that's the producer who's going to be reading the headlines. Can you just say the name?
Okay, here's Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball's football headlines.
That is pretty good. All right.
That's your new open every day.
That's the new open.
Do you like it?
Oh, yeah, that's good.
It's a game of ground acquisition by men.
I definitely am going to need to go ahead and get this copied and so I can play this later.
I think it could be your ringtone, my friend.
This could be.
All right, you ready to get to your Dragon Ball's football headlines?
Yes, let's get to it. Our first one, I'm going to go ahead and send you out to New Jersey, or, as we can call it, the Meadowlands out in New York. Quarterback Zach Wilson, going into training camp, has made a very important decision moving forward. He has deleted all his social media apps going right into training camp.
No, why?
Yeah, well, Zach Wilson, I could not imagine what the reason would possibly be.
I don't know, because his mom is too uber involved on social media. His ex-girlfriend apparently said that, hey, he was hanging out with one of his mom's friends in a very it's a family show.
Yeah,
kids are in the car.
We can't go into too much in depth over
you
that
know what?
whole scenario.
I respect him. I respect him. We should all have less social media.
Yes.
We should all have less social media. If it wasn't for work, I would get off Twitter, even though I'm a blue check mark, which makes me superior to everybody else.
Yes.
Facebook, Instagram, I'd get rid of all of them. My life is worse with social media.
Yeah, and the thing is that, not only is he dealing with all of that, social media drama that he had just recently within the last month, let's be honest. If there's a social media conglomerate that is probably the worst for its athletes, it's the city of New York. There's no way social media athletes on social media in New York can have any kind of semblance of a good night's sleep. I mean, just look at Saquon Barkley and all the constant bickering on social media about how he can't stay healthy. I'm sure he loves getting little notifications that he's been tagged in whatever article.
Oh, no, you can't have notifications on for that.
No, exactly. You can't. You can if you want to go ahead and survive in New York. I think it was similar to, I think Michael Strahan had a great line where when he first got to New York, he couldn't see BS when he saw it. But now that he's in there for about 8 years, now I know BS when I see it.
Well, okay, so here's the deal. Don't look at it.
No. Don't
tag yourself in it. Mm-mm. And the other thing is, here's why social media makes our world a worse place. And I think it was Mike Tyson who said this. People act like they could do anything they want with no repercussions. Like the guy who kept bugging Tyson acted like he was on Twitter. I just run my mouth all I want on Twitter. It doesn't matter. Champ's not going to knock me out. Bam!
Hey, when he's 2 inches away from you, guess what? He can.
So there's two things that happen. There's a bunch of cowards. We don't want We don't need no meow. We need dogs. There's a bunch of cowards that act like dogs on Twitter, and they're not. So they're Twitter tough guys, and they yell and they scream and they say everything. They never say it to your face.
No.
But then you have the other ones that act like, oh, yeah, I can say whatever I want, and no one's going to punch me because I say whatever I want on Facebook. Bro. We've created too many bros.
Yeah, we've created too many bros, and we've created too much of a platform that's too easily accessible.
Right.
To be completely honest with you. But, yeah, so Zach Wilson going into training camp for the
Good
Jets.
for him.
He has completely removed himself from social media.
Dude,
That's
he'd be my
Twitter.
hero if he got a flip phone.
If he got a flip phone, that'd be another step in the
He'd
matter.
be a dog with a flip phone.
Well, he went to BYU at this point.
What?
Do they
go
have
there.
phones with BYU?
Don't go there. Have you ever been to Salt Lake City?
No, I've never been to
It's a
Salt
beautiful
Lake City.
town.
I'm sure.
And they're the world's nicest people.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
No, it is like going back in the 1950s and 60s.
Right.
Were you waiting for me to say something smart, Alec?
Well, I was figuring there was going to be something else attached to that, like where
that was
it's like, oh no, it's a great town. It's full of great horse-drawn carriages and things of that nature.
No. It's like one of my fraternity brothers lives there. He loves it. He thinks it's a really nice town.
Again, I say that only because it's not Amish, but it's people like to make that a comparison or whatever. It's not the same.
When I lived in Florida, they weren't Amish. They were Mennonites, I believe.
Mennonites.
Mennonites.
Near
Sarasota, and you would see the horse and buggies, and then they made furniture, and listen. I'm Catholic, so I don't, I'm not going to poke at anybody else. But it was very interesting watching them and how they interacted with the community. And people would love. They made pies. People would drive from all over to go get their pies. They made the best pies. I don't know what that means, but it was pretty cool. Let me just stop now before I get in trouble.
Yeah, let's go ahead and let's
and
stop
remember,
there. For
remember, everybody, this is Dragon Ball's football headlines, not Rich's.
Right. So the other one that we've got this time, it's coming out of South Beach here in Miami. Again, we just had the news yesterday about how the Dolphins lost a first-round pick for next year's draft.
Yep.
And now quarterback Tua Tagovailoa saying, "I think the team's all in with me now." Yeah, because they really don't have a choice now, do they?
No.
They can't draft a quarterback next year, can they?
Well, so here's the deal with Tua. I've never seen a quarterback that people wanted to give up on before he got a chance.
And people who were this was literally the slogan was going towards that draft he was coming
Tank
out
for
of.
Tua.
Tank for Tua.
What year was that?
The Tank for Tua, that was, I want to say that was 2019, 2018, maybe?
Yeah, because I wasn't working at the Ticket in Miami then. Was I here? I think I was just getting here.
The 2019 season.
Yeah, so I was at the end of the 2019 season. Yeah, I think so. I had stopped doing shows down there, but that poor kid, people gave up on him before he even got drafted.
Mm-hmm.
He's not gotten it. No, you've got to grow into that spot. And for whatever reason, the expectations were, here comes Dan Marino. No, he's Tua. Let him mature on his own, and they've just never given him a shot. Anyway, what else do you got?
So, again, just saying that for Tua, again, you wish him all the best.
Of course I do.
He's got a lot of weapons going into this year, and, again, I'm very interested to see how the focus is going to be on him in the offense. If they struggle initially off the gate, what are they going to do? I really am interested in that. But another quarterback, also in the state of Florida, Rich, is celebrating a very big day. Out of Tampa Bay, it is Tom Brady's 45th birthday.
Wow.
45.
It's your birthday, you're old now. Things don't seem quite the same. Your eyes are tired. You need more light. That was the song we used to sing when I was a waiter.
Right. Man. And just a reminder that going into age 45, the season
he looks better than when he was like 22 coming out of Michigan.
I don't know. There was actually a press conference he had recently going into training camp. He looked every bit of his age suddenly. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. He looked like he was.
You're just hating.
No, he looked like he was 45. Like looked like he had a 45-year-old career
are hating.
That being said, again, it'll be interesting to see how he can continue this streak that he's been on. Because again, last year, 5,000 plus yards passing. 43 touchdowns and 485 completions last year alone. So if he can do even maybe three-fourths of that.
Tom Brady.
Well,
he's
yes,
TB12.
Yes, he's Tom
everyone's
Brady.
hero.
Nah, not everybody's hero.
Why don't you like Tom Brady?
Because I had a lot of heartbreak because of Tom Brady, and I don't like Tom
So you're
Brady.
a hater.
Oh,
let's admit you're a hater.
You can say hater.
Hater's gonna hate.
Oh, yes.
Call you Josh Hater.
No.
Call you Dragon Ball Hater.
Well, no, I will take Dragon Ball Hater, but no, there's a lot of unresolved issue I have with Tom
it's not
Brady.
him, it's you.
Oh no, it's absolutely me.
All right.
Absolutely.
What else do you got for me?
So this one actually is coming right out of our native background here. This one out of Glendale. Recently traded for wide receiver Marquise Allen for the Arizona Cardinals was caught with criminal speeding on Wednesday morning.
Now there's speeding.
Yes.
And then there's criminal speeding. Right?
Yeah.
How fast were you going?
The thing is, I haven't been able to find a story that says exactly how fast he was going, but if he's going criminal speeding, it's well past whatever posted mile marker it would be.
Hold on. Let me look this up.
I want to say criminal speeding, I think, is 20 miles over the speed limit.
No, I don't think that's what it is.
Like in regards to criminal speeding.
But
no. The funny thing about it, and the sad thing, I guess, would also be, you can also equate it to being a sad thing. He was just activated from the non-football injury list yesterday.
You're right.
It's 20 miles over the speed limit?
Yeah, Arizona has a basic speed rule that says drivers must travel at speeds that are reasonable and prudent under any condition. Traveling at more than 20 miles per hour over any speed limit in the state is considered criminal speeding.
So he was 20
It's
miles.
a Class 3 misdemeanor.
Yes. So that's 20.
They didn't say how fast he was going.
No, they didn't say how fast, but at the very least, he's going at least over 20 miles over the speed limit. And like I said, he just got off the non-football injury list. And considering that we started this,
so if I'm driving and it's 65, 70, and I'm driving 90, is that bad?
I mean, it's not good.
Like I drive like a little old lady. Let's be honest.
Yes,
I don't drive very fast. When I was coming back from Pac-12 Media Day, I'm doing the speed limit's 75. I've got my what do you call it? Cruise control.
Yes.
Set at 83. So I'm within 10 miles of the speed limit.
Right.
Some car blows by me. They must have been doing 110, 115 because the window shook on my car and my car actually shimmied because I didn't even see him out of my rearview mirror. He just came tearing down out near Gila Bend.
Right. Yeah. And the thing is that I don't think that they can pull you over and give you a ticket probably when you're going 19 miles over the speed limit. They won't book you, which is what happened with Marquise Brown.
So he must have been going pretty good.
He was going.
And they didn't say where.
They just said that he was booked in Maricopa County Jail. That was all they said.
So
they didn't say where he was
going. Going pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
So again, let's not forget, just earlier this offseason, we were having the court case about whether or not, I believe it was the former Raiders wide receiver was going to have his blood alcohol level instituted as a evidence towards his case. It's like, we see what happens when people speed, man. You shouldn't be doing that, especially to that level.
You know what I hate is when I'm driving down the road and somebody makes a left turn to get in that turn lane, but they come and their car is coming right at me, and they got to take a quick turn of the wheel not to hit me, so they make sure they landed in that turning lane.
Yes.
I hate that.
That's always
If you do that, you're a jerk.
Yeah, no, everybody's got to get somewhere.
Like you can wait. If you would have waited an extra 3 seconds, I would have cleared. But you pull your car out and it looks like you're going to hit me, and then you dip into that lane.
Yeah.
You're a jerk.
No, see, and that's the thing is everybody's got to get somewhere. I understand that. No reason to go ahead and endanger somebody.
You're not more important than me. You don't have a blue check mark.
The beautiful thing about it is that, guess what? If you miss your turn, there's another opportunity for you to make your turn somewhere else.
No, I've got a blue check mark. You need to wait and let me go first. I'm more important. I'm elite.
The elite?
I'm one of the elite. Because I have a blue check mark. That makes me better than everybody else.
This is true.
Just look at Twitter. Everybody thinks that.
Yep.
All right, is that it?
Yep, that'll do it.
Do you like the Dragon Balls football headlines?
That was actually a really good intro.
I worked on that for like a week.
I'm excited for that.
All right. Coming up, we'll tell you what the big story of the day is. Then we'll have the best of the show all coming up here at 1290.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, hand it to Mathurin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Mathurin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. It is good. Backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Mathurin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
Fourth down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on fourth down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, Arizona. Oh, did they need that? My goodness. Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the board. ASU with the ball, down by 11, so they have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his third foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like what, driving down that was from midcourt. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Mathurin with the ball for the Wildcats. Mathurin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko, feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline, circles back out top to Mathurin. 10 to shoot, 16 left in the ballgame. Mathurin, 3 balls straight away, good!
That's
We're tied.
Huge shot for Ben Mathurin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Mathurin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. 2 tight ends. Oregon 5-man front, they shift, play fake, rolling right. McLeod looking to throw, going deep, down, trying to find Berrios, makes the catch inside the 25-yard line, still loose inside the 15.
Call. We got your back.
It's time for your 5 p.m. update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
With the biggest stories around Tucson, Arizona, and the world.
Here is your anchor man, Rich Herrera.
I don't go make burgers where you work and they tell you how to make burgers.
Hey, don't forget, you can text us now. Send us a text message. Text the word RICH to 520-848-1290. Text the word RICH to 520-848-1290 in order to come to give us your comments on the air. Let's see. Wildcats begin camp today. Big emphasis during camp is going to be in the red zone. The Live golf suit. I'm going to talk about that tonight on CBS Sports Radio. And the world loses a legend in Vin Scully. In fact, I'm just going to cut the big stories of the day short because we do have a VIP caller, right? A VIP caller. He's established himself. He has his own music. Let's bring in our VIP caller, local Tucson celebrity, our turf, formerly Tuffy the Toro.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
You won! You did it! You did it! I knew you would! I just knew you would!
All right, let's talk to Tuffy the Toro, our turf, joining us here on 1290. Hello, my friend.
Hello, I did it. And speaking of VIP, I want to talk about VIP of all broadcasters, of course, the great Vin Scully. I believe in 1968 we started to go to Disneyland. We moved to Tucson in 1962.
Okay.
When I was just a bit small Tuffy Toro to be.
Small
Tuffy
Toro to be.
And I recall heading westward, of course, beyond Yuma. We were finally, this is the old school time, so we were finally able to get some reception. And my dad liked the Dodgers, so he would know the times of the games, and when it was kind of late and everything, he would turn on the radio, and he would go, Rich and Jeff, what time is it? And we would both say at the same time,
Dodgers
it's time
baseball.
for Dodger baseball, and we put in Farmer's John, too. So
Farmer John hot dogs.
There you go. The best.
Westernmost in flavor, and freshman. I can't do it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like,
and did you happen to get...
when I worked in L.A., I remember going to see Farmer John, and they talked to me about, hey, how'd you like to do Farmer John commercials? I'm like, I don't know if I can because Vin Scully doesn't. I don't want to do that.
That's right. You made a good decision. And
Yeah.
I was wondering, did you happen to get Tuffy Toro's
I did. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
And
in fact,
I believe Jared says that like is worth 1 cent. So
yeah, I was actually talking about you this morning. Kevin Kennedy and I were texting back and forth on Vin passing away, and we were talking about being in Tucson. He goes, oh, I remember going to play Tucson and the Tucson Toros. I said, well, I become friends with Tuffy the Toro, and he got a kick out of that.
yeah, that's cool. And once I learned how to do this modern technology, my brother sent me a Tuffy Toro card from way back. So once I learned how to do that, I'll send you and Dragon Ball.
Yes.
That.
Well, yeah, be careful because now Dragon Ball has his own theme song and open to Dragon Ball's football headlines.
I just heard it.
He's becoming a big
pretty
star.
awesome. Oh yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
hope he's proud.
Yeah, he's becoming a semi-celebrity in his own right.
I would not say that at all. I'm just a guy who's happy to be here.
You're just a humble guy that has to hang out with this guy. Is that it?
There you go.
There you go.
I'm just going to say very humble.
There you go.
All right, well,
all right, get out of here.
Bear down.
Bear down. Thanks. By the way, David, another one of our celebrity VIP callers, said Brown was doing 126 miles an hour in a 65
speed
limit on the 101 loop. So the loop around Phoenix, it's 65. He's doing 126. You're going to go to jail for that.
Yeah, that's an easy That's an easy speed trap catch right there.
Let's see. At 126, he's doing double the speed limit then, right?
Easily the double the speed limit. Like
yeah,
I think
you lose your license for that.
I think full double the speed limit. I think he would have to go 130 if the math in my head is right.
Wait a minute, 61. What's 61 times 2?
Well, if it's a 60 mile per hour speed zone, or is it 65?
Oh, it's 65. So 65 would be...
It's 65 would be 130.
Oh, so at least he wasn't doubling the speed limit. Thank goodness.
He was 4 miles short, so
Dude,
I don't think that's... You can argue that's semantic.
If I could, I just Uber everywhere.
It's a safe thing to do.
I do Uber black car and just sit in the back and not talk to anybody.
It's a safe thing to do.
I try to get my wife to let me ride in the back of the car when she drives us on trips and pretend that she's an Uber driver so I don't have to talk to her, then she yells at me.
Yeah, I bet you. That's not good.
No.
You can't do that.
Hey, coming up, best of the show.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290.